Welcome back on Second Cup. Today we have Amy Crowley with the Heart Gallery of the Panhandle Plains, one of my very favorite organizations. You know, we've constantly, been talking with you, catching up with you just about what your organization does, and I think that's important to our viewers. So I want to start there. Tell us a little bit about Heart Gallery.
So Heart Gallery is a promotion tool, if you will, for the kids who are in foster care from our area, all the way from Lubbock to the top of the Panhandle. We're considered Region 1 in Texas, and we promote them through the use of photographs.
Yes.
So we have volunteer photographers who take their pictures, and these are kids who want to be adopted.
Absolutely.
They're ready to be adopted. They're looking for a forever family. We have over 300 kids just in Region 1 who are waiting for a forever home.
Yeah, but super, super unique concept because like you said, like picture is worth 1,000 words, and you really see their personalities and everything about them outshine in these photographs that you guys take, because they're not like a simple photo. They're a photo really showcasing that personality. Yes. Can you kind of talk about that and just what it's been like to see those photos come to life?
You know, I think one of the most touching things is that we have over 185 kids from our area who don't live here.
Yeah.
So recently I got to go to Houston and to Arkansas to take pictures of some of those kids. And one little girl I walked away from who I wanted to bring home with me, Emma just, she's not very verbal, she is a little bit, but she cuddled up next to me on the couch and she watched everything I wrote down. Oh. When I didn't write something as she wanted it, she took my pen from me and she rewrote it the right way. So it's just, you see these kids' personalities, you get to know them a little bit, and you understand how important it is for them to have a family, to love them forever, and just like any kid, to be there with them through the good and the bad, when they have children of their own someday, all of those things.
Yes. Absolutely, and that's such an important cause. Like I said, I mean, that's something we really, really want to highlight here at News Channel 10. And so, of course, like you're saying, it's volunteer photographers. It's, people coming in to be a part of this. Like I said, they're volunteering their time. And so, of course, it requires a lot of support to keep something like this running. And so you got this great event coming up.
We do.
And tell us a little bit about that, what folks can expect, because it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun. Hats and Hearts on September 18th. We'll be out at the Lodge at Cadillac Creek. We have R.W. Hampton, a local Western Americana musician who's nationally acclaimed, who's going to be performing for us. We'll have an auction. We've got some really cool auction items. One of the things that we talked about earlier was some UT home game tickets.
Wow,
Package to go there.
Yes.
So we need some folks to come out who want to not only support Heart Gallery, but who are just looking to have a good time and know that their funds are supporting the kids of our region.
Absolutely. And so September 18th, that's really close, right around the corner. And this is the first time you guys have ever done something like this. So how can people, get a ticket or show up to the event?
Sure. So it's incredibly important. Our initial funding for Heart Gallery was given to us by the state. But that funding was, as I said, initial. So now we have to work on sustainability.
Sure.
So that fundraising is incredibly important. So if you want to come, you can buy a ticket. You can go to our website, to the events tab there, buy a ticket, come, enjoy the evening, have fun, spend lots of money at the auction.
Yes, of course.
But win some cool prizes.
That's right. So heartgallerypptx.org. And you can find all the information.
Yes, so definitely something, like I said, sounds like it can't miss in. Because like you said, you're going to spend lots of money, but that's the whole point, because of course you're spending it on the Heart Gallery, helping out such a great cause. But let's also talk about the opportunities there are with the Heart Gallery. Like you said, the different volunteer opportunities. If people are just really passionate about helping out with this cause and they want to help out the Heart Gallery of the Panhandle, what's a great way for them to do that?
So we have volunteer photographers like we talked about earlier. One of the great programs we have is post-adopt services. So it's one thing to get a child adopted, but if we don't help families afterwards, then we're not doing all that we can do. So we have, this last year we served almost 900 families through our therapeutic and post-adopt services. And we need things to help them out, like provide a meal for their lunch and learn once a month. A little bit of support, things like that. Nothing big, just something to help them.
Absolutely.
Yes, and so tell us a little bit about that from your perspective, of course, being, with the Heart Gallery of the Panhandle. When those volunteers do come up and they say they donate their time or they're helping out and making things like hats and hearts happen. I mean, what's that like for you getting to see the community really rally behind your cause?
It's incredibly personal to me. I've adopted 3 girls from foster care. And so this is near and dear to my heart. So when I see others step up, whether they can adopt or not, but whether they want to be a photographer or help provide a meal or just help me swap out displays around the Panhandle.
Sure.
I've got displays in 8 communities throughout the whole Panhandle. hard for me to make all of those runs and do all those pictures. So if I see someone who's invested in these kids, is incredibly personal and incredibly meaningful.
Love that so much. And speaking of the photos, you can always see them on your social media page too. I love every time you share them, you share a little bit about who the kids are and really, again, just showing off who they are as a person, which is so important. And so September 18th, one more time, that's a Thursday, right?
Thursday, September 18th, starts
Okay.
at 5:30 that evening. Be a great time.
Absolutely.
And what is that website one more time that folks can get their tickets
Sure.
at?
HeartGalleryPPTX.org.
Hey, perfect. Well, thank you so much for
Awesome.
coming and visiting with us this
you.
morning, and of course, just the work you do in our community.
Of course, thank you.
Of
We
course.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, you know, we had a dog previously,
That's
but
right.
maybe another dog.
We're
in
going to
the
double
show.
down on the dogs here in the shows. We got dog walking forecast here when we come back.